Athaliah and Joash. When Athaliah, the mother of Uzziah, saw that her son was dead, she proceeded to destroy the whole royal family. But Jehosheba, the daughter of King Joram and sister of Uzziah, took Joash, son of Uzziah, and stole him away from among the royal princes, who were about to be murdered. She put him and his nurse in a bedroom to hide him from Athaliah, so he was not killed. He remained hidden with his nurse at the temple of the Lord for 6 years while Athaliah ruled the land. So there's a lot of these names here. If you know how to correctly pronounce, if you know how to correctly, I can tongue tie today, correctly pronounce the correct pronunciation. I swear this is like gonna be one of those funny films. But if you do know how they are supposed to be said, say them along with us. If you know how to type them in the comments, and I thank you. Let's continue to read. In the seventh year, Jehoiada sent for the commanders of units of 100, the Karites and the guards, and had them brought to him at the temple of the Lord. He made a covenant with them and put them under oath at the temple of the Lord. Then he showed them the king's son. He commanded them, saying, "This is what you are to do. You are in the three companies that are going on duty on the Sabbath, a third of you guarding the royal palace, a third at the Sur gate, and a third at the gate behind the guard, who take turns guarding the temple. And you, who are in the other two companies that normally go off Sabbath duty, are all to guard the temple for the king. Station yourself around the king, each man with his weapon in his hand. Anyone who approaches your ranks must be put to death. Stay close to the king wherever he goes." So just a quick reminder, we are in Second Kings, and literally Israel has pretty much fallen away. So there are still people that worship the Lord, but not everybody. In fact, ruler after ruler in Israel has came about and was worshiping the Baals and all the other things, basically angering the Lord. And so we're at a point where everybody's in it for power. And so is this woman. Athaliah, she wanted to rule, and she didn't want to be questioned. I believe it's Athaliah, because she wanted to also have the other princes or the other people killed. And so she didn't want anybody to be in rulership beside herself for the time being. And so it's kind of one of those times where basically everybody just was in it for themselves and wanted power. And so let's continue to read. The commanders of units of 100 did just as Jehoiada the priest ordered. Each one took his men, those who were going on duty on the Sabbath and those who were going off duty, and came to Jehoiada the priest. Then he gave the commanders the spears and shields that had belonged to King David and that were in the temple of the Lord. The guards, each with his weapon in his hand, stationed themselves around the king near the altar in the temple, from the south side to the north side of the temple. So the priest of the Lord, knew that what Athaliah was doing was wrong, and so basically they stole away one of the princes so that he would be able to grow up, right, and be able to rule, because he was part of the royal lineage. And here we are seeing that there's a reason for it, and there's going to be a reason why this child is being protected and was brought to the Lord's temple. And so, just reading over this portion, bringing past to present, when things are going kind of weird in our lives, right? And we notice that things may we may look around and terrible things may be happening to others, but they may not be happening to us. That can happen. That can happen to anybody. And those are things that we can look at as blessings from the Lord and take note and thank the Lord if you're seeing if you're noticing things, because your blessing you can also help others, take the time to help others. As we can see, they stole the child away and now they're protecting him. And so you can also utilize that blessing to help others, and pray about it. Pray about it and seek the Lord's counsel according to what things are going on. Sometimes it may not be something immediate, like you have to do immediately. You have to start utilizing your blessing or helping people immediately. You may have to wait for that, the Lord's timing, His timing, and not ours. So think about those things too. Reading over this first section, what kind of thoughts or feelings come to your mind? How does it make you feel, and what does it make you think?